It's midnight. You're crouched in a freezing cave, shivering in animal skins soaked from a sudden downpour. Outside, something is circling. You can hear the low growl. It's not human, and it's not afraid of the dark. You have no fire, no weapon, no idea what's hunting you. And this was just a normal night for a prehistoric human. Still think you'd survive even 24 hours? Let's find out. It's 300,000 years ago. There are no roads, no cities, no phones, no help. You've just been dropped into the Paleolithic era, and the countdown to your death has already started. You don't know the terrain, you don't know the animals, and worst of all, you don't know what you don't know. Everything here is dangerous, everything has teeth. And you're a soft, loud, pink-skinned ape in a world built to erase the weak. You weren't trained to survive. You were trained to scroll, tap, sit, and sleep. But here, every step is strategy. Every breath is risk. Prehistoric humans didn't just live here. They were engineered by it. You weren't. No jacket, no shelter, no fire. Your body is shutting down faster than you think. In this world, hypothermia isn't a danger, it's a promise. Prehistoric humans adapted to this. Their skin was thicker, their reflexes were faster. You panic when your Wi-Fi drops. This was only hour 1. Let's see if you make it to 2. Nightfall in the modern world means dinner and a screen. But in this world, the sunset isn't beauty, it's a warning. Because when the sun dies here, something else wakes up. You're freezing, you're starving, and you haven't even noticed the most dangerous thing yet. You're exhausted, mentally and physically. Because survival isn't about hunting and building fires. It's about fighting your own brain when it begs you to give up. Your senses are dulled by modern life, but prehistoric humans, they knew every crack in the forest, every bird call, every sound the wind shouldn't make. You don't hear it yet, but something is circling you. It smells you, and it hasn't eaten in 2 days. Fire wasn't just warmth, it was weapon, light, medicine, hope. And early humans, they didn't discover fire, they obsessed over it. They passed it like treasure across generations. You can't even light a match without instructions. The night doesn't care who you are, and it doesn't blink. Let's see what's left of you by morning. You made it through the night, but survival isn't about making it to morning. It's about what happens next. And right now, your odds are dropping every second. Your brain is consuming itself. Without food, your blood sugar is collapsing. Your vision is blurring. You don't even know which plants are poisonous. And you just drank from a stagnant pool crawling with bacteria. You might have 12 hours left. You weren't alone last night. And what found you? It didn't attack. It watched. It waited. And now, it knows exactly where you sleep. You made it through the night. But this world doesn't kill you with speed. It kills you with silence. And your clock is running out. Back then, humans weren't apex predators. They were snacks. Saber-toothed cats didn't run from humans. Dire wolves hunted in packs. And the cave bear, it stood 10 feet tall and could outrun you uphill. Your scent, your fear, it calls them closer. Half the plants you see could kill you. Mushrooms that melt your organs, berries that paralyze your lungs. Even the wrong water could end you in hours. Early humans didn't guess, they learned. From centuries of trial, from watching their own people die. You don't have antibiotics. You don't have soap. You don't even have clean hands. In the prehistoric world, a splinter could kill. A scratch could rot. And the worst part? You wouldn't even know why you were dying. In the ancient world, everything is trying to kill you. The land, the sky, even your own body. And none of it cares who you are. You're not starving yet. You're not bleeding. But your brain, it's already breaking. Because unlike your ancestors, you were never taught to be alone. You were taught comfort, noise, artificial safety, and now there's nothing to hold on to but fear. You think fear is a feeling. To early humans, it was a companion. It followed them every second of the day, because if they relaxed, they died. And that constant pressure, it rewired their brains, turned children into hunters, turned instincts into weapons. You don't have that wiring, you have anxiety. They had survival. No tribe, no firelight, no voices, just silence. And that silence begins to talk back. Early humans weren't just physical survivors. They survived because they had each other. Touch, ritual, connection. You don't have any of that. And without it, you're not a survivor. You're prey, even to your own thoughts. Before this world kills your body, it'll destroy your mind, piece by piece. And the worst part is, you'll start to welcome it. If you thought a saber-tooth was scary, you've never met a starving man with nothing to lose. In prehistoric times, not all humans were part of your tribe. And tribes didn't talk things out. They fought for food, shelter, territory. And when things got desperate, they even fought over you. War back then wasn't about politics. It was about survival, and it was savage. No strategy, no honor, just one rule. If you're weaker, you die. And guess what? You're the weakest thing they've seen in a long time. And if they found you, weak, alone, warm, you weren't a threat. You were a meal. Nature tried to kill you. Your mind tried to break you. But in the end, it won't be a beast that ends you. It'll be someone who looks just like you. You're starving. Not hungry, starving. But you don't know what to eat. You don't know what's poisonous. You don't even know where to look. Early humans didn't just find food. They memorized entire ecosystems. Thousands of plants, hunting trails, migration seasons. You barely know how to cook rice. You think hunting means running with a spear. No, it means days of tracking, baiting, trapping, failing, trying again. Prehistoric people didn't hunt all the time. They hunted smart. They used teamwork. They knew every footprint, every broken twig, every fresh droplet of blood on a leaf. You can't even tell which way the wind is blowing, even if you could kill something. Your body can't handle raw meat, unwashed roots, rotten marrow. Prehistoric stomachs were built different. Yours? Yours is used to processed snacks and expiration dates. They could digest what would send you to the hospital because they had to. You won't even make it to noon. In this world, food doesn't come to you. You either earn it or become it. Sleep used to be safety. Now, it's danger. Prehistoric humans never slept deep. They slept light. They posted night watches, slept in shifts. Their ears were tuned to snap awake at the slightest rustle. Yours? You sleep through phone alarms. Here, that gets you killed. You're lying in a world filled with things that hunt by scent, by heat, by sound. They're quiet. They don't rush. They wait until you fall asleep. And when you do, you never wake up. Your body is entering hypothermia. You're too tired to shiver now, too cold to care. This is how most people die in the wild, not by claws, but by cold, quiet, peaceful, like falling asleep underwater. In this world, rest is earned. You haven't earned it. Sleep now, and you're gone by morning. You think a hoodie is warm. Try sleeping in a blizzard wrapped in nothing but instinct. Early humans didn't have jackets. They made them. From animals they hunted, skinned, smoked. They layered hides, sealed with grease, softened by hand. You couldn't even skin a chicken. Fire wasn't just heat. It was family. It was civilization. They guarded it with their lives. Fear isn't a reaction anymore. It's a home. You wake up in it. You eat in it. You try to sleep in it. And eventually, you stop fighting it. You become it. This is what prehistoric humans lived with every single day. And it didn't just shape their minds, it reshaped their species. Trauma wasn't rare, it was expected. Every loss, every death, every moment of terror, it hardened them. They didn't have therapy, they had silence, they had pain, and they passed it on, generation to generation, until fear itself became a survival trait. You've already broken. Their minds were wired for war. Yours is wired for comfort. They could go days without sleep. You cry if your phone dies. They carried their dead on their backs. You scream at a spider. This isn't about intelligence. It's about design. And you were not designed for this world. You thought the danger was outside. It never was. The ancient world didn't kill your body. It killed who you were. At some point, your brain stops fighting. It stops looking for food, stops fearing predators, stops planning the next hour. Because your mind knows something your body doesn't. You're already dead. In the final stages, cold feels warm, pain feels distant. Your body releases chemicals, a last mercy, and you mistake it for strength. You think, I feel okay. You're not. You're just shutting down. Even they cracked. Even they gave up. Not every ancient human was a warrior. Some laid down and never got back up. Not because they were weak, but because the world was stronger. The body can endure pain, but the soul, it breaks in silence. And when it does, the ancient world doesn't notice. It just keeps going. You never stood a chance. Not because you were weak, but because you were alone. Prehistoric humans didn't survive as individuals. They survived as a network. Tribes. Shared memory. Shared pain. Shared fire. Their strength wasn't in muscle. It was in each other. Every lesson they had was written in pain. Every custom was carved from death. Their culture was a survival mechanism. Not art, not expression. A living instruction manual. And without that, you're just another warm-blooded animal waiting to be erased. They didn't ask why they were alive. They knew. Every breath was earned. Every meal shared. Every death remembered. You've replaced purpose with convenience. Challenge with routine. And now, dropped into the world that shaped your ancestors, you don't just fail. You don't even know why you're failing. You wouldn't last 24 hours as a caveman. Not because you're soft, not because you're dumb, but because they had something you forgot existed. Ritual, memory, tribe, fire, and the will to keep going when nothing else would.